do we, as Africans at home and abroad, actually move money, talent, and ideas in a way that shifts Kenya's economic agenda, right? How do we execute? Not hypothetically, not on policy documents, but in real practical terms. And this first fireside chat will unpack how the diaspora networks, people like yourself and myself, can drive investment, partnerships, and transfer that knowledge back into the ecosystem. So please join me in welcoming John Mwendwa, OGW, CEO of the Kenya Investment Authority, in conversation with our moderator, Nancy Masila. Thank you.
My name is Pius Rotich. I'm the director at the Invest Kenya. I'm here to represent my able boss, John Mwendwa,
yes,
who has been asked to join the function. And we shall be able to prosecute the topic we have been given. Thank you and welcome.
Yes. Mr. Pius Rotich has said, unfortunately, John Mwendwa wasn't able to make it. He had some other duties, but we are very glad to have you with us today. So in terms of today's discussion, we want to explore how diaspora networks can drive Kenya's economic agenda through investment facilitation, partnership, and knowledge transfer. And maybe for those who haven't heard you properly, maybe you can give us a bit of an introduction of what you do at the authority. Yes.
Yeah, welcome once again. For those who might not have heard about us, but basically I see a lot of us, our partners, they know us, but we are Invest Kenya. We recently rebranded to Invest Kenya, formerly Kenya Investment Authority. We are a state department under investment, State Department for Investment Promotion, a government agency formed by an Act of Parliament 2004, which actually gives us the mandate of promoting and facilitating investments in Kenya. So whichever investments you see, Can Invest or Invest Kenya has a hand in it, and we focus on both domestic and foreign investments. And in this case, we focus also on our diaspora. Diaspora is great to us. I always call it the 48 county.
I agree. Amazing. And we've seen a lot of work that your, State Department has been doing. Lots of investment roadshows as well. We've seen you in New York, Dubai. I think I also met John in London as well. So that's amazing. And a lot of us people in doing business, we've had, times when we come to the office. So thank you for making sure that, that process is so smooth. Because as they say, Kenya is becoming the gateway for Africa.
Yeah, one of the activities we do in order to attract investments to Kenya is actually taking road shows out of the country, locally and abroad. And I'm glad that John briefed me that you met in London.
We did. I chased him at the airport, actually.
At the airport. In fact, Josephine is here, who also was telling me that, you managed to get hold of him at the airport.
That was the only time I could meet him.
So
that's how busy you guys are.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to meet you.
Whatever the president is doing to attract investment in the country, we, of course, always advise him on which areas or which countries is able to attract investment from. The UK is our traditional partner. They are our colonial masters. We have a lot of British investments in Kenya, and therefore being in London was great for us. And that is the reason why we as Invest Kenya deliberately decided to advise the president to go and bring investments to the country. From that deal of attending the roadshow in London, this is actually the result of Investment Kenya being in London. The number two, we signed some deals.
We saw very big numbers.
And of course, one of the biggest achievement was the commitment for reinvestment of Flamingo Farm in Naivasha, and it's gonna be great. It's great for this country. Flowers is actually our focus, number one, because it gives us foreign exchange, and there would be no romance everywhere. We export
February
love.
is coming.
We export love as Kenya. We export love to Europe, and there would be no romance in Europe if Kenyan roses were not there.
Okay, amazing. And so we're going to go into a few quick fire round just to get the conversation going. And the first question, and this is very quick answers. One word to describe Kenya's current investment climate.
Resilient.
Resilient.
Just say it's resilient. It can absorb shocks anytime, be it global shocks. Kenya's climate is able to be resilient. The economy is doing well, all the way from Kibaki's time to Uhuru, and then now with the current presidency of Ruto is actually vibrant at the moment. We've moved from almost number 8 being in Africa as the biggest economy. We are now number 6. We overtook Angola and Ethiopia, and we are going actually to be one of the top in Africa.
Eyes on the prize. Another question. Which sector in Kenya is currently the most underestimated by diaspora investors? So where are people not looking?
We know diaspora are looking at maybe real estate and the rest of the things, tourism and the rest. But the underestimated area is creative economy. Creative economy being that because we have a lot of youth, about almost 19 million in Kenya, which are about below 19 years. And these are the people actually who can do the filming, who can do the gaming, and do all sorts of things. And the creative economy is the place to go.
I agree. And we have a few people. I think we actually have a panel with one of the legal counsels for Sauti Sol. So I think that's great that you brought it up.
And I can see most of us here, these are very young people. If there is anybody who is very old, it's actually me.
Another question. If you had to pick diaspora capital or diaspora expertise, which accelerates Kenya's growth faster?
Capital is great for us. We've seen diaspora actually remitting just about 1 trillion Kenyan shillings.
That's a massive number.
Massive. And if you look at the Kenya's 2025 budget, it's actually 4 trillion.
Yes.
I mean, so 4 trillion and 1 trillion is actually, we almost, diaspora alone can be able actually to fund our budget. Imagine if we deliberately initiate such kind of activities, we attract more capital from diaspora. I can actually say that diaspora can fund our budget.
And that's just that drop in the ocean, I believe, because there's so much more.
Just a drop in the ocean. But however, expertise is the way to go, because once the diasporans are out there, they can actually bring knowledge transfer to the country. They actually can be our ambassadors. They actually can create some kind of joint ventures with international brands. Remember, Kenya is now hosting about 300 multinational companies in Kenya. The biggest concentration of multinationals in Africa is actually headquartered in Nairobi. It shows you that that our diasporans can actually play a big role in terms of being our ambassadors out there. So as much as capital is good, but of course the issue of expertise.
Yeah, I agree. So the money and the people. Fantastic. I think I have one more question. What is the biggest misconception the diaspora has about investing back home? Because we know the diaspora has more money, but not everybody is investing. What's not happening?
I've also been a diaspora myself.
Tell us, where? Which part of the world?
I was based in Germany, and currently I have a lot of interest in Jasiri in the US. So whenever we were out there, they always say Jamhuri is very risky to invest in back home, but I can tell you that Jamhuri is not risky. So they believe that is risky, but for sure it's not a risky place to invest in. We are seeing the inflation is about 3.8%, the lowest in Africa. We're seeing our economic growth about 5.4%. We're seeing a lot of developments in the country. Multinationals coming to invest in Kenya. They are taking advantage of what is available in Kenya. But in diaspora, we still think it's very risky to invest in. But if we can deliberately believe in our Jamhuri back home, then this is the place to go. It's not risky, and it's the best place to invest, to do business in Africa.
I couldn't agree more, because we're even seeing other people who are not even Kenyans coming in, and these are African diaspora. I have friends who are buying property heavily.
Yeah.
I have friends who are coming and choosing to make Nairobi their home out of every other country that they could possibly be. We have returnees also getting into business, also buying real estate and various as well industries. So I couldn't agree more. And then there's this one last question that I wanted to ask. But let's see. I know with the agency, you guys are big boys. But if every diaspora investor could start with something small, let's say 100,000 Kenya shillings, or £1,000, or $1,000, where would you direct them? Or is it too small?
No, nothing is small. But I can see. I just want to tell you that about 100,000 Kenya shillings, or about $1,000. We have the most vibrant Nairobi Securities Exchange, isn't it, Brenda?
And they are here.
Yeah,
they are here as well. Yes.
So even myself, actually, I have a lot of interest in the NSC. We see about most companies are actually doing very well at the NSC. $22 billion US capitalization. About 65 companies in the stock exchange, the most vibrant in Africa. Of course, there is Johannesburg, but the one which is actually everyone is watching is the Nairobi NSC. So the best place to do it is to buy shares in the NSC. We've got about almost 10 to 12% returns.
Amazing. I think we'll try and go through a few questions, right? And you've already kind of alluded to this, but I wanted us to go through a couple of things, and especially around the mandate for the Kenya Investment Authority. I think now you've mentioned how it's rebranded into Invest Kenya. And I also wanted us to know like how diaspora investors can leverage some of the services that your agency offers and investing into the country. I know you've mentioned a couple of those investment tours that you do, but in terms of the support that they need and how you can kind of help them, take us through that process.
At the Invest Kenya, actually, the most important thing is that if you want to do business in Kenya, your trusted partner is Invest Kenya. Please don't listen to brokers in the street. If you listen to Invest Kenya, you'll be listening to the government or talking to the government. But if you talk to anyone out there, you are talking to street, and you will get what? Street answers. If you talk to us, you will be talking to the government, and you will get government answers. So we want to encourage our diasporans that make use of a one-stop center. A one-stop center, actually, you can come in, be advised on areas where to invest in. You can actually get the step-by-step regulations on how to invest in the country. The government has deliberately put together registrar of companies in our office, so you don't need to go to the registrar of company in town. Immigration for those people who are working with foreign companies, Kenya Revenue Authority, lands, NEMA, EPZ and Special Economic Zone setup, KPLC, county governments. The government has deliberately set up this one-stop center in order for diasporans to have seamless preparation of their project, whether they want to prepare projects, want to invest, and actually do it successfully. We always tell our diasporans and our investors that please allow us to have sleepless nights as government. You don't get sleepless nights by going through the process of investing in Kenya. The sleepless nights we have to give it to you is actually how to make profits. But in terms of setup, leave it to us. We are there, and we shall be able to make sure that you actually do invest in the country seamlessly. Other areas, we have sector parks to advise you on where to invest in. We're ready with the leather park. We're ready with ICT and PPO, e-mobility, pharmaceuticals, and so on and so forth. The other area where you can actually take advantage of Can Invest services is actually for those looking at large projects. We have got a deal room which makes sure that we fast track the incentives, the multiple approvals by various ministries or agencies. This deal room actually works with us with partners, TPI, Tony Blair Institute, under the support from FCDO, a British institution to support us to fast track some of these projects. So the most important thing we want to let you know is please talk to us. We are there for you. We are home to investments in Kenya.
And how can people reach?
One of the key things, whether you are in the country or out of the country, just Google us, go to Invest Kenya. You will actually be able, there is no human interaction in terms of setting up a business in Kenya. You can actually go to our website, register your company, get in touch with us, emails and so on and so forth, and you will be able actually we are able to process at the back office, we are able to process whatever you are asking us. For those who are here physically, we are in the old Mutual Towers in Upper Hill, and you can pay us a visit. It will actually change the environment of investing in the country because we believe in it. I can tell you, I've lived out there. It was difficult in the past to do business in Kenya or to start a business or register, but I can tell you with our Invest Kenya, which is a modern one-stop shop for investors, you will like it since I like it so much.
Amazing, amazing. So you guys are very digital. So everybody and anywhere in the world, you can access Invest Kenya information.
For those who are able to Google immediately, you can actually Google. Josephine can assist you.
Yes.
Google, and then you can see. Once you do an inquiry, you will just get a response within 24 hours. We have also what we call a staff charter. We have to, our role is investor first. And in this case, diaspora first, because we know our diasporans are our good ambassadors out there.
And I love that also the department has people who have that diaspora experience, because you know you have that lived experience on top of the knowledge and the expertise. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was amazing. A round of applause. Yeah.